Welcome back to grammar video number 8, and today we are going to be talking about subjects and verbs. So in every sentence, there is a subject, and the subject of the sentence tells whom or what the sentence is about. You can find the subject of a sentence by asking yourself who or what is doing something. Or about whom or what is being said. We're going to be using this example sentence to find both the subject and the verb, so make sure you have this written down in your notebook, and let's take a look at it together. Ross and Roger will report on it tomorrow. So I'm going to ask myself, who or what is doing something? Well, Ross and Roger are the ones that are reporting on it. So I know that my subject, and I'm going to box that in, is Ross and Roger. Here are 4 example sentences that I am going to practice identifying the subject of the sentence. I would like you to write down 2 of these sentences and make sure that you have properly identified the subject of that sentence as you follow along. Number 1, laughing and running down the street were 2 small boys. So whom or who are doing the action? It's these 2 small boys here. That is going to be the subject of my sentence. A sealed envelope rested near the edge of the desk. Well, what the sentence is talking about, the subject of it is this sealed envelope. Are Dalmatians very good watchdogs? Well, the sentence is revolving around the Dalmatians. Can horses and cattle swim? Well, in this sentence, what is being spoken about is the horses and the cattle. So now that we've practiced identifying the subject of the sentence, the subject is always going to be doing something or having something being done to it. And that is the verb, which is the predicate of the sentence, right? So every sentence has a subject and a predicate, subject and a verb. So the verb is the action the subject is doing, or what is being done to the subject. Let's look at this example sentence that we have from the beginning of the video. Ross and Roger will report on it tomorrow. We already know that our subject is Ross and Roger, but now we need to figure out the predicate of the sentence, the verb, what they are doing. And that is going to be this will report, right? So this is a verb phrase, and we practiced this from our last video. Will is my helping verb, and report is my main verb, that action verb. Now we are going to practice identifying both the subject and the predicate in these 3 sentences. When we identify the subject and the predicate, we are also going to be looking for prepositional phrases. So we're going to be kind of bringing out that knowledge again as we read these sentences. Remember, it really helps to have these written down in your notebook and annotated the way that I have on the screen so that you can go back and refer to these when you start doing more independent practice. So, in these sentences, I'm going to be highlighting the subject, I'm going to be circling the predicate, the verb, and I'm going to be doing my regular prepositional phrases, bracketing, underlining, and circling within the prepositional phrase. So let's take a look at number 1. In the winter, our house makes strange noises. So what this sentence is talking about here is our house. That is the subject of the sentence. My verb, my predicate, is makes. That's my action. And I don't have a helping verb here. This is just an action verb. So I'm going to label that with MV for main verb. And then I have one prepositional phrase in this sentence, and that is in the winter. So I'm going to underline the preposition and circle the object of the preposition. Number 2, beams and rafters in the attic strain and groan during the cold, windy nights. Automatically, my eye is drawn to some of these prepositional phrases because I know that a subject and a verb is not going to be in my prepositional phrase. So I'm going to bracket in the prepositional phrase, underline the preposition, circle the object of the preposition. I see one more here, during the cold, windy nights. So I'm going to underline my my preposition. I'm going to finish bracketing it, and then I'm going to circle the nights here. Okay, now let's take a look at the rest of this sentence. That's basically leaving me my subject and my predicate, right? I have beams and rafters. That's what the sentence is talking about because the verbs that I see here, strain and groan, both of these are main verbs. They're both action verbs. It's what the subject is doing. Okay, my last sentence, those lilacs are lovely. Now, in this case, I don't actually have any prepositional phrases. Okay, I just have a linking verb because I see this adjective or adverb technically here because it ends in ly, but because we haven't talked about adverbs yet, you may not have caught on to that, but it is a describing word, right? So I know that this is going to be my linking verb, and those lilacs are going to be the subject of my sentence. So I have the subject and I have the predicate. Now that you have practiced identifying the subject and the predicate in these sentences, it's your time to write 2 sentences. Now, in these 2 sentences, make sure that you bracket and circle the prepositional phrases correctly. Let's try adding in a prepositional phrase to each sentence. Then underline the subject once or highlight it, and then double underline the verb just to make sure that it's clear between your subject and your verb. And as always, your last step is to head to Teams and complete the survey so you can get credit for completing this video.